Alright, real talk, what if I told you there's a date, like an actual calendar day, where Pi Network could finally explode in price? Not some vague soon or maybe later this year nonsense, but a specific window where everything might just click. I'm talking about a serious prediction from a top crypto analyst who says the wait might be way shorter than most of us expected. Some folks are betting on late summer, but what if I told you something huge might be coming as early as next month? Pi holders, get ready, because if this turns out to be true, you might just wish you'd paid attention today. Stick around, because what you're about to hear could completely change how you play this. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm all about breaking down crypto updates, making sense of the chaos, and helping you stay ahead of the curve, especially with projects like Pi Network. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you're not the last one to hear about moves like this one. Okay, let's get into it, because this is big. So this week, a well-known crypto analyst who goes by the name Dr. Altcoin dropped a pretty wild prediction. And before you roll your eyes and go, ugh, another price pump call, hear me out, because this one actually has some weight behind it. Dr. Altcoin says that Picoin could start pumping in mid-May. Yeah, May, as in just a couple of weeks from now. Not August. Not the end of the year. Mid-May. Now, why does he think that? Well, the answer lies in one of the biggest crypto events of the year, Consensus 2025. If you've been around the crypto space long enough, you know this event is where major players gather, developers, investors, projects, media, you name it. It's like the Super Bowl for blockchain nerds. And guess who's taking the stage to give a keynote at this year's Consensus? Yup. The founder of Pi Network. Now look, I get it. We've seen projects talk a big game before and not deliver. But when a founder gets a major platform like this, especially at a time when the project is gaining momentum, it can absolutely shake up market sentiment. People start paying attention, conversations shift, and investors who are on the fence start jumping in. According to Dr. Altcoin, that moment, when the Pi founder takes the stage, could be the spark that kicks off a serious rally for Picoin. Now here's what makes this extra interesting. Up until this prediction, most people in the Pi community were looking toward August as the potential breakout moment. Why? Because that's when the Pi unlocking event is supposed to happen, releasing something like 212 million Pi coins into circulation. That was seen as the big shift moment for supply and price action. But now, with this new May prediction, we might be looking at an early breakout before the unlocking even happens. That's a pretty big shift in the timeline, and it means some people might start making moves sooner than expected. Now, that said, let's not act like everything's smooth sailing. Even Dr. Altcoin admits there are a few hurdles that could slow this whole thing down. One big one is the whole KYB approval process. That's know your business, by the way, not to be confused with KYC. The Pi core team is pushing hard to approve business applications in time for Consensus. The more businesses that get the green light before the event, the stronger the use case they'll be able to show off on that big stage. If that doesn't happen in time, it could dull the excitement. Because let's be honest, hype without substance? It fizzles fast. Another big thing Dr. Altcoin is watching for is whether any dApps, that's decentralized applications, actually launch on the Pi network before the summit. This is where real utility comes in. If they can showcase real apps running on Pi stuff people can actually use, then that's a massive confidence booster. Investors love real-world usage, not just white papers and buzzwords. But if those dApps aren't ready, or if the rollout is clunky, that could cool off the hype even if the keynote goes well. And then, yeah, we've got to talk about the sketchy stuff too. There are growing concerns about Banksa, one of the platforms handling Pi-related transactions. Dr. Altcoin flagged some shady behavior over their possibly artificial price movements or manipulations that could trigger panic or confusion. That kind of volatility is not what you want when a project is on the verge of a breakout. To fight back, the Pi core team has actually been buying back Pi coins from centralized exchanges, reportedly over 48 million Pi coins already. That's a huge move, and it shows they're serious about keeping the market stable heading into a potentially massive announcement. As for where Pi is sitting now, it's been hovering around 60 cents for more than a week. Not mooning, not crashing, just holding steady. That might seem boring to some, but honestly, that kind of stability? It's often the calm before the storm. It tells me that holders are locked in, waiting for the next signal. So, the million-dollar question, why does Dr. Altcoin think Pi Network is even worth all this attention? He's pointed to a bunch of things, but it basically comes down to this: Pi Network is solving a different kind of problem. It's not trying to be the next Bitcoin, it's trying to become the most accessible, user-friendly digital economy on Earth. And that starts with accessibility. Anyone with a phone can mine Pi. That's huge when you're talking about global adoption. It's also built with sustainability in mind. It doesn't require crazy energy use like some other coins we won't name, Bitcoin cough. It has strong security, the transaction fees are basically nothing, and the core team is actively working with regulators instead of dodging them like some shady altcoins do. And let's not forget, the community around Pi is insane. In a good way. Millions of active users. Constant engagement. People actually care about this project. You can't fake that. So you stack all of that together, the upcoming consensus event, the potential DApp launches, the strategic buybacks, and the strength of the community, and you start to see why Dr. Altcoin's May prediction doesn't sound so far-fetched after all. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think PiCoin is really about to rally next month? Or are we just setting ourselves up for another letdown? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I seriously want to know how the community's feeling about this one. And hey, if you found this video helpful or at least a little thought-provoking, go ahead and smash that like button. It helps way more than you think. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss any Pi updates. We've got a lot more coming as we get closer to Consensus 2025. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Stay curious, stay patient, and as always, stack wisely. I'll see you in the next one.